Hey everybody. One of the top arguments against the reality of God is the problem of evil. Atheists like Sam Harris have often made this argument. The problem with this position, though, is that it actually causes atheists to contradict themselves. Let me explain. You can only judge a forgery if you have an absolute authentic standard to judge against. I have to have an outside authentic dollar standard in order to judge if any other piece of currency is closer to or farther from the real thing. Since this is the case, things like better and worse also require a standard outside of the people making the judgment. So, if there's not an outside authentic standard for best, then better and worse do not exist. This is the same for good and evil. There has to be an absolute standard for good in order to be able to recognize something as evil in any degree. So, in an atheistic framework, there are literally no such things as better, worse, right, wrong, good, or evil. It's only possible for them to say that actions or circumstances are different from one another. Since this is the case, an atheist can only logically say that there is no problem of evil. And to say that a problem exists is to actually say that God exists. So when an atheist argues for the problem of evil, including when mentioning certain evil acts by supposedly religious people, they are in fact admitting that God exists as the standard to judge from, and so atheism self-destructs. Real quick, when it comes to Christianity, the problem is real simple to answer, at least when you're not currently in trouble. God has given us free will in order to choose between good and evil in order to be able to ultimately choose Jesus, who is God and who is the standard of goodness. Sadly, many use this free will to cause harm to others, to harm themselves, or to simply make the wrong choices. But God has provided a solution for this problem. If God allows evil to happen to something He has drawn, this is what Jesus can do. He can put them right back together and give them eternal life. Jesus has entered into our suffering on the cross so that we can enter into His eternal life. We need to remember this, and we need to remember that the way of the truth means life, and that we need to listen when the truth speaks.